All I know is that any great being who ever was is present right here as pure space. That's all any great being ever is, pure space. And that's all that's sitting right here in this chair. There's no fragmentation or split in aware pure space. There's only the reality of natural presence, whatever that is. If there's the perception of Ramakrishna, then it's sublime awareness as the perception of Ramakrishna. If there is the perception of a cow walking down the street, then there's sublime awareness as the perception of the cow walking down the street. But you see, as long as we keep speculating about all these other great beings and how we're so much different than they are, they're a good somebody, and we're a somebody who can never be like their greatness, then, we're completely lost. We're completely lost. So, there's no one who can do anything for us. The reality of what we are is right here. And all we can do is, well, first of all, if we really want to be totally free, totally and completely free, if we really want to see the full evidence of our natural rest that is the reality of what we are right here, then we need to if it doesn't happen like that for us, then we need to hang out in a situation where that'll be totally supported. If we keep going to situations where there's only one great one and no one else is ever allowed to be that, even though the teaching is one of non-duality and it says that everyone already is that, do you see, if we look at that with just elementary discernment, it's absurd. It's totally absurd. Why would anyone go back to a setting like that for decades? Of a place where there's just one special somebody and everybody else is seeking to be that. So today, we have to forget about all these forms of the past and just keep the focus on what's right here, the pure space, the reality of what each one already is. This great reality that's spoken about by so many, it is the reality right here. Not only that, there are many people in this room who already have the full evidence of that. So it's not something remote. As long as we continue to think it's some kind of sublime state or destination we need to get to, then it's going to be a life spent in speculating about that. And thinking about all the ones who are that and how we're not that. And pure space is pure space. Pure space is pure space. And everyone in life realizes that. We realize that already. If we don't have the full evidence of it when we're running around, as soon as we die, the full evidence will be there, just like it was at birth. So, it's up to us. Either we can get down to business with the reality of what we are or not. We can look forever for somebody to snap their fingers and have something tremendous happen. But you know what? If somebody snaps their finger and something tremendous happens, it's a total coincidence. It's nothing to do with anybody. It has nothing to do with anybody, because if it did, every time that person snapped their fingers, there would be nothing but pure space. So see, elementary discernment, we all have it. We all have the capacity to look at the total ridiculous absurdity of the state of enlightenment and the nonsensical ways it's purported to be and talked about. We really have to just let it all fall away and take responsibility for the reality of what we are. Just take responsibility for the reality of what we are. We only have one handout over there that has any of the teaching, any of the great freedom teaching on it. It's called The Most Important Choice. And all it states in a very simple, direct way is that the most important choice each of us make is in each perception. We choose to either see the perception as something and us as somebody involved with that, or we just rest naturally as the essence of awareness. When a perception comes up, we only have two ways to go. We can rest naturally as the vivid wakefulness that is the only source or reality of that perception, of that point of view, or we can make a huge story about the point of view. We're a somebody, and here are these some things, and we're going to arrange them all, and say the perception of ego comes up. That was something you were talking about the other day, Wilson. Well, the ego, it's just another point of view. It's not even our own point of view. We learn this point of view from someone else. We learn we are an ego. And sometimes when we go to an enlightenment teaching, we're told there's an ego that has to be smashed. We got to get that ego out of the way. Well, I have fantastic news for you. The ego is just another point of view. It's equal to any other point of view, like little finger or tree or wireless transmitter or whatever it is. It's completely equal to every point of view. There's never been something called an ego that contains all the points of view. There's only awareness inclusive of all points of view. So if we relate to ourselves as an ego, then we are perpetuating the idea of being somebody. So when that point of view of ego comes up, oh, I'm an ego, I've got to get fixed, all we can do is rest naturally as the essence of the perception of being an ego. That's all we can do. If we go off in any other direction, oh, this ego, it's causing me trouble. I'll never get enlightened because of this ego. Got to find a guru who can help me smash my ego. Read a book that can help me get rid of my ego or make it into a better ego. Well, then, you see the most important choice, rest naturally. Rest naturally is the essence of awareness. And as we do so more and more, we really understand what's going on. We really understand what's going on, but it's up to us. We can continue to engage in the charade that never existed or not. And not doing so is so easy. It's really very easy. It's totally effortless. Our natural beingness is totally effortless. Look at all of this. Look at all of this. We're the root of it all. We're the root of it all, the infinite vastness of space, beyond any kind of reach or range, totally infinite in nature, totally naturally present, indivisible, entirely open and spacious, completely indescribable, can't be described in any way whatsoever. Wow. Wow. That's it. That's all. What is in India is everywhere. What is in India is everywhere. But, there's one thing about India that will definitely seem like it is something. And that is that it's just turns everything upside down. That's all that's going on here. Turns everything upside down. Your comfort zone is ripped out from under you. And everything you've taken to be something you could somehow control and put in order, it can't be done here. That's all that's going on in India. A culture of transcendence is just another point of view, too. Transcendence is just a point of view. It's not the emanation of benefit. It's just a point of view. It's taking up, it's not the conventional point of view, but it's just an anomaly of point of view that sets up some kind of transcendent state that cuts out all the other points of view. But it's still a point of view. So if transcendence is what you're looking for, that's nowhere, that's no fun. Don't go there. It's a theme park you don't want to go to. Like when you go into one of those places called the Little House of Horrors, or one of those rides at Disney World where you're fired about 500 feet up into the air and then dropped in a split second. I don't want to go on that ride anyway. But, it's all right here. The immediacy of every perception is total freedom. It's the theme park that's always fun. And it's, as I said, it's not a destination. It's not some kind of state we enter into and then, oh, wow, we're wandering around in a certain kind of reality that no one can touch. And, it's just what's here as it is, what's right here as it is, with nothing going on, a totally natural way of being, with no need to have any special categories to put everything in order to feel safe. Everywhere, no matter where we are, it is the Holy Land. It's really true.